Hey Olivia, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the Mac environment, maybe to help egg you along as far as like figuring stuff out. Uh, I guess the thing to start with is there are some similarities and obviously a lot of differences, but the dock is kind of like your taskbar, or if you like pin to taskbar, you can put items in your dock, and that's how you access your applications. You can do things to make the dock perform the way you want it to, and I'll show you that in a minute in the settings. Now, your programs, much like on a PC, live in a folder called, instead of programs, it's applications. So the Go menu takes you to a whole bunch of places. Here's where your applications live. So this is all the apps on my computer. I got a bunch on here. And if you want one in particular on the dock that isn't in there, you can, like something you use all the time, like voice memos, you just click and drag it to the dock and put it there. Then you'll have access to it all the time. I believe you can also do a right click, which you push the control button and then click the trackpad, and you'll get a menu. And let's see if it says add to dock. It doesn't. So anyway, you can drag it and put it in the dock. But that's how you do a right click. You push the control key and then click on the trackpad. If you're using a mouse with a right click button, which I believe you will be, you can still do a right click like you normally do. Okay. Windows in the Mac environment. So the little green button will allow you a couple of different views. This is how you do full screen. And to get that back, you just put your cursor at the top of the screen and you can click the button to get rid of it. The X, okay, so the yellow button dumps it down here in the dock. So it minimizes it and puts it in the dock. And you can go back to your Windows. And then the red button closes your window. Now, if you have an application you're using, say you're using, I don't know, Safari. I'd use Chrome, but here we are. If you hit the X, it closes the application. Again, this minimizes it and puts it in the dock down here. And then the green button can make it full screen. So if you're watching a video or something, you can make it full screen. And if not, you just click that and that goes away. Okay, now to look in your folders, you have a couple of different views, much like on a PC. So I got a folder here. There's nothing in it. Let's find one with something in it. I think I got some house pictures in here or somewhere. Okay, not much in here. Anyway, I got one item in here. You have several views. You have the icon view. You can view it as a list. You have columns, which is like you can, like, so here's my image in my folder, which is here, and here's where it's nested. And then it lives here in the desktop, and then it builds out this string to show you where things are at. And then the final view is the gallery view, which you're not going to be used to. If you had a bunch of files in a folder, so let's find one, my car photos. There's a gallery view. This is all the stuff in that folder that you can sift through to look at what's in there. Now you'll notice on the left-hand side of every window, you have a lot of stuff here that is redundant. On the Go menu. So whenever you open a window, they have a Finder window here. So again, your programs are in the applications. This can show you what's on your desktop. So if you have a cluttered desktop like mine, it might be nice to find what's on the desktop by clicking that. Documents is another folder, and I'll be honest with you, you shouldn't have a desktop that looks like this. You should have everything in a Documents folder, because every time you want something on the desktop, you have to like dig for it, and the computer has to reset itself all the time. It's a memory hog to do that, but I do it anyway. Downloads, this is where all the stuff will go in your browser. When you click a download, like a PDF or something like that, it all goes to your downloads folder, much like a PC. This is your home folder. If there were two users on your computer, like you and Bella might have her own folder that when she's logged in, it will say Bella. Okay, so this is your user folder. I got a bunch of junk in here, so here's your downloads folder. Here's the desktop. It's kind of weird. This one's kind of redundant, but this is the user folder. This is whoever owns the computers on there. Pictures, don't worry about it. Creative Cloud files, that's my stuff. That's something else. When you stick a thumb drive in, you'll see a list of any drives on this side of the thing here. So when you put a thumb drive in, that's where it'll show up. And it will also show up as an icon on your desktop. So there's that. Now, that's the real estate. That's where your files live, how you navigate to your files, your downloads, your programs. That's how you get to your programs. When you have a program working, the little black dot shows up. When you have a program not working, there's no little black dot. Okay. Now, settings. On your PC, you have settings. On a Mac, it's called System Preferences. And this is where you kind of customize your computer to do what you want it to. Like in this case, your Apple ID will go here. That's how you tie your phone in and your email and everything to your computer. Um, oops. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. This is like you can change the colors of things. This is your screensaver and your desktop, all that junk. I think the one you really want to, the couple that you really want to be concerned with is, let's see, this is where you would add your email. You'll probably want that. And then, so your password is controlled here. So if you want to reset a password, you can do that here. You'll need the password for the computer to do that. If you want to add a user, you can do that here, which you won't. It's a work machine. But adding printers and stuff, if you have printers on a network at home, they'll show up in this list. Or you click the plus button, and if they're on the Wi-Fi, they're going to show up here. If you're like at school, you have to click here and add the IP address for the printer, which you can get by looking on the printer at like its info window. It'll have the IP address. It'll be like 1.10.103. something. It'll be like that kind of number. You would put that here. It'll find it on the network, and you can add it to your machine. But Macs are pretty nice because it'll find if your device is on Wi-Fi or plugged in, it'll find it automatically. So this is all the stuff that's on campus right now that is on the network that we can find. So that's how you get the printers on here. Sound settings. So if you're doing Zoom, much like on your PC, if you're trying to find input for a device, it'll be here. This is obviously output, telling you like these are the Apple TVs in the school. Input, internal microphone, or if you have a headset on, it would show your headset in this list, and this will tell you if it's working. Okay, what else? Here's where you turn on Bluetooth. Here's your Wi-Fi. This is where you join your Wi-Fi, or up here in the Wi-Fi symbol, you add your Wi-Fi with the password. Let's see. Go back to system preferences again. Most of this other stuff I wouldn't worry about. Like if you have displays, like you have multiple displays, there'll be a button that shows up here that says arrangement, and you can make an extended desktop. You can have it mirror, like you would have the same thing on your desktop as you would on that screen, or you can make it extended like you have it in your office right now. That's where that's done on the displays setting. If the trackpad bugs you, if it scrolls the wrong way or something, you can make changes here. The nice thing is when you mouse over these things, they give you like a little tutorial over here that shows you how it works. Not working right now, but I always turn on tap to click. That way I don't have to actually click. Oh yeah, here's a little video that shows how it works. So you have that. That's kind of about it. I guess the other thing is like, so if you remember in the applications folder here under Go, you go to applications. Inside there is a folder called utilities, and you'll see it right here too. This is the back end of the computer. So this is like, change the view to list. This is where you'll have your, like if you wanted to erase your disk, which I wouldn't do. Say you're the kind of person who does stuff in terminal, which is you're typing commands in where you're not going to do that anyway. But that's where you would find terminal. These are things like if you're migrating data from one Mac to another, you can do that in here in one of these things. Keychain access is all your passwords. So there's utilities in here. These are the underpinnings of the computer and how it works. Okay, so another thing about this Mac will tell you how much storage you have. And if you're doing an overview here, this tells you what year your computer is, the specs on it. If you want to dig deeper, like say some tech support guy wants your MAC address, which isn't an Apple thing, it's actually on every computer. MAC address is the address of your computer on a network. You can find it. You would click here, and there's a whole bunch of information. Oops, wrong button. System report is what I wanted. Sorry, my bad. There's a whole bunch of information on here. And so like in this particular case, if you're looking for your MAC address, I believe it is, somewhere in here. This is what a MAC address looks like. That's the sort of stuff that, shows you the back end of, how your computer works and the specifications that it has. And again, that's in the system report. Okay, I'm not going to update my operating system right now. So let's see. Is there anything else I feel like I should cover here? log out, log in, just like on a PC. You normally have that little person icon here. Well, that is up here in the Apple menu. So you'll notice Finder, Mail, or I'm sorry, Finder, File, View, all that kind of stuff. But when you go into an application, much like a PC, that changes. Like you'll go here, and now we have the application, File, Edit, View, which is consistent, but it's specific to this. The little Apple menu never changes. So if I go to another application, like this one I'm working in right now, I go to ScreenFlow. Here's all the stuff for ScreenFlow, and that lives up here in the top bar, in this top bar, navigation bar, whatever they call it. I don't know. That's pretty down and dirty. I don't know specifically what else you're going to find that's different. You'll notice Chrome has you have a taskbar, you have a bookmarks bar in Chrome now, but you have some other things in the Mac environment that you may not have on the PC. That in a PC, I think you have to click here to get everything. There's probably a few things in here at the top that you have to click here to get on a PC. So these tabs up here are specific to the application you're using. If I was using Photoshop or whatever else, it's going to live there. I don't know if this is helpful or not, but that's the things that I would tell a person who bought a Mac that has been a PC user. And again, right-click, Control, and then click on the trackpad, and you'll get a menu. You can click on here, and you get a bunch of selections here. Oh, if you want to make a zip file, it's built in. That's built into the Mac environment. So if you had a folder you wanted to zip, you could click here, right-click, and then compress, and that makes a zip file that you can send off to somebody else. So if you had a bunch of photos you wanted to package and send off as a smaller folder, you can do that. So that's about it. If they give you a VPN and you need to access a network at a business or something, that's a whole other story, and there's more things to talk about with that. But that's about it.